Okay. So, okay, this is the 2019 biology paper, ICSC. Let's see the questions. The question paper has two sections, section A and section B. Section A comprises of 40 marks and section B had 40 marks. In section B, you had option to answer any 4 questions. In section A, you had to answer all the questions, but now the pattern is slightly changed. Okay. Okay, let's start. The first question is the name the following. The layer of the eyeball that provides nourishment to the eye. Okay. So this was the question for name the following. The answer is choroid layer. Okay. Now, as you can see in this diagram, there are 3 layers: sclera or sclerotic layer, or it is also called as scleroid. Then we have the middle layer called choroid, and then the last layer is retina. The function of sclera is protection. The function of choroid is for nourishment supply because it has blood vessels. So the question can also be twisted like name the layer which is provided with blood vessels. And the last layer is the retina where image formation will be take place. So this is the place where you can find the rods and the cones. Okay. So let's go to the next question. That is one gaseous compound which depletes the ozone layer. Now they have only asked only one gaseous compound. So the answer is chlorofluorocarbon, or you can write carbon tetrachloride. Okay, it can be either CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, or carbon tetrachloride. Okay, now this picture you can see how the ozone protects the earth. There is the ozone hole through which the UV rays are penetrating. Okay, and it can lead to global warming. Okay, the third question: the structure which connects the placenta to the fetus. Okay, the structure which connects the placenta and the fetus. Okay, the answer is umbilical cord. Okay. This picture you can clearly see the placenta here. Okay, this is the placenta, this is the fetus, and this pipe-like structure which is called as the umbilical cord will connect the placenta and the fetus. Okay. The next question: a pair of corresponding chromosomes of the same shape and size and derived one from each parent. Okay. So this answer is homologous chromosomes. Okay. It is derived one from each parent. Totally, there are 23 pairs. So 23 will come from mother and 23 will come from father. So in total, there will be 46 chromosomes. The somatic cell, they have 46 chromosomes. The reproductive cells have 23 chromosomes. Okay. Next question: the compound formed when hemoglobin combines with carbon dioxide in blood. Okay, the answer is carb-aminohemoglobin. Okay, just for information, I've kept this picture, which is carboxyhemoglobin, which is formed by carbon oxide. This question is asked later. We'll see it later again. Okay. Correct and rewrite the statement by changing the biological term that is underlined for each statement. Correct and rewrite. That is underlined. Okay. Now the question is, the theory of inheritance of acquired characteristics was proposed by Watson and Crick. Here Watson and Crick is underlined. Okay, you cannot see the line here. It is underlined. So the answer is that you have to write the entire answer. Jean-Baptiste Lemma. The theory of inheritance of acquired characters was proposed by Jean-Baptiste Lemma. Okay. So this is Watson and Crick. What they have found is the structure of DNA model. Okay, DNA structure. This is the Lemma theory, which is stretching of the neck. Okay, inheritance of acquired character. The character which were useful were passed on to the next generation. For example, the stretched neck were passed to the next grade. The one more scientist is there in this chapter, that is Darwin, which is natural selection. Okay, the nature will select the strong one. Survival of the fittest. Okay. The next question is, the protective sac which develops around the developing embryo is called pericardium. Okay, here pericardium is underlined. So the answer will be the protective sac which develops around the developing embryo is called as the amnion. Pericardium is for the heart. Okay. Okay. Now let's see more information on amnion. The amnion contains a thin, transparent fluid called amniotic fluid, in which the embryo is suspended. Okay. It acts as a cushion. Now, this question was asked for one of the exam. Okay, when I had gone for correction, it acts as a cushion and protects the fetus from any mechanical jerks. Okay, the function of the amniotic fluid is to act as a cushion and protect the fetus from jerks. It maintains even pressure and protects the fetus from damage. So this is the structure, how it is. This is the placenta. This is your umbilical cord. The entire covering is called the amnion, and there is amniotic fluid. Okay, let's go to the next question. Maintaining balance of the body and coordinating muscular activities is carried out by cerebrum. Here, cerebrum is underlined. The correct answer is cerebellum. Okay, body balance is maintained by cerebellum. Now, let's see the function of all three parts of the brain. That is cerebrum. This is the largest part and controls the voluntary motor actions. It is the site of sensory perceptions like tactile and auditory perception. It is the seat of learning and memory. Whatever you're thinking, your reasoning, your willpower, all are under this control. And it is for voluntary action. The cerebellum lies below the cerebrum, and at the back of the whole structure, it coordinates the motor function, your muscular activities. When you're riding your bicycle, the perfect coordination between your pedaling and steering control is achieved by the cerebellum. It also helps to balance your body. So usually they ask a question called damage to cerebellum. Sorry, not that. A drunkard person walks clumsily, okay, because alcohol will affect the cerebellum and the body will not balance properly. The next question part is about medulla. Medulla forms the brainstem along with the bones. It lies at the base of the brain and continues into the spinal cord. Medulla controls various involuntary functions like your heartbeat, respiration, etc. So here it is involuntary function. So a question which can be asked like damage to medulla can lead to that because all your involuntary function, like if your heartbeat stops, then obviously a person will die. So this is the part cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. Hmm. Next, the kidney is composed of neurons. Okay, the kidney is composed of number of neurons. Underlined word is neuron. So we have to change and rewrite the statement as mentioned before. So just don't write the answer as nephron or uriniferous tubules. Write the entire statement. The kidney is composed of number of nephrons. Okay. Neuron actually is related to brain. Okay, this structure you must be familiar with. And nephron is the structure which is related to your kidney. Okay, then the last question, the part of the eye which can be donated from a clinically dead person is called retina. Underline what is retina. The answer is cornea. Okay, cornea is the part that can be donated. Okay, next move to the next question. Give suitable biological reasons for following statement. Okay, so here the first question is the birth rate in India is very high. Okay, so the answer is illiteracy. Children are gift of God, sign of prosperity due to high infant mortality, more helping hands for family income, do not accept family planning method, desire for a male child, lack of recreation. So any one can be written, but I request you all to write at least 2 to 3 to be on the safer side. Any two points. The next question is carbon monoxide is dangerous when inhaled. Okay. The answer is it easily combines with the hemoglobin to form carboxyhemoglobin, which cuts off the oxygen supply to tissue. So carbon monoxide has more affinity for hemoglobin than compared to oxygen. Means hemoglobin likes carbon monoxide more than oxygen. So hemoglobin, if it sees carbon monoxide, if the carbon monoxide is there, it will go and bind to the carbon monoxide. So once if the hemoglobin is filled with carbon monoxide, there is no place for oxygen. So it decreases the oxygen carrying capacity. Okay, so carbon monoxide. Here you can see carbon monoxide poisoning. It has 200 times more affinity to carbon monoxide than oxygen, hemoglobin, 200 times. So this carbon monoxide is odorless, colorless, tasteless, and it has more affinity to hemoglobin, and it forms carboxyhemoglobin. Carbon dioxide will form carb amino hemoglobin. Okay. Next, root hair become flaccid and droop when excess fertilizers are added to moist soil around them. So when you add excess fertilizer to the soil, the root hair become flaccid and droop. Now, why is it so? So the answer is there. When you add fertilizers, the solution is hypertonic to the soil. The soil will become hypertonic, which result in plasmolysis or exosmosis. Exosmosis means the plant will lose water to the soil because outside it has become hypertonic. I will explain you with the help of blood cells. Here you can see hypertonic solution. When we add cells in hypertonic solution, all the water will come out from the cells and the cell will be plasmolized. Okay. In isotonic, what happens? Both side the concentration of water is equal. So water, if it comes out, it will go in both endoosmosis and exosmosis will take place. Whereas in hypertonic solution, only exosmosis will take place. In case of hypotonic solution, okay, it is water is outside more, so water will enter. So here endoosmosis will take place and there will be lysis. Lysis, the cells will break, it will burst. Okay. Next, acid rain is harmful to the environment. Okay. Just to remind previous question, try to write everything from this. Okay, acid rain is harmful to the environment. Now, these are the few reasons you can mention there, but I request at least two you have to write. So acid rain, it will pollute the soil, it will decrease the pH of the soil, damage vegetation. When acid rain falls on the leaf, it will damage the vegetation. Buildings, statues, monuments, kills fish and aquatic mammals or animals. How? By decreasing the pH of soil as well as the water. Okay. All life on earth is supported by photosynthesis. Okay. This was the last question. So answer is all organisms depend directly or indirectly on green plants for food. Okay. Beginning of all food chain provides oxygen. So the simple answer is it provides food for all and it provides oxygen for respiration. Okay. So this is the structure. Now to define photosynthesis in ICSE, you have to write all properly. Photosynthesis is the process by which green plants prepare food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water in the presence of chlorophyll to give out oxygen. So all these terms, like if you write green plants, there is no need to mention chlorophyll. Okay. You have written all these words like sunlight, carbon dioxide, water, green plant or chlorophyll gives out oxygen and food or sugar, glucose. Okay, the next is match the items of column A, match the following, and rewrite the correct matching pair. So wherever they have mentioned is rewrite, please rewrite. Okay, because your letters, alphabets may not be proper. Because here they have not mentioned any alphabet in column B. You cannot write 1A, 2B, 3C, 4A, because there are no letters. So cranial nerves, the correct answer will be 12 pairs. Leydig cell, the correct answer will be testosterone. Acetylcholine is neurotransmitter. Spinal nerves, it is 31 pairs. And sneezing is a natural reflex. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Choose the correct answer from the four options given below. The first, while recording the pulse rate, where exactly does a doctor press on our wrist? Options are nerve, vein, artery, or capillary. The correct option is artery. Okay, so write the answer as artery. So this is how it shows. The doctor will press your artery. Either it is radial artery or ulnar artery. A muscular wall is absent in capillary, venule, arteriole, or vein. So the correct answer is capillary. The muscular wall will be absent. because capillary is the place it should be very thin where exchange of gases or exchange of nutrients will take place. Capillary. It has to give out gases, so there should be easy diffusion. So this is the structure: artery, vein, and capillary. Artery is thick-walled, veins is thin-walled muscle, and capillary is very, very thin. Okay. On which day of the menstrual cycle does ovulation takes place? Okay. Is it 5th day, 28th day, 14th day, or first day? The correct answer is the 14th day. You can see these phases. First is menstrual phase, where menstruation will take place, follicular phase, where follicle will be phased, then ovulation or ovulatory phase, where the ovule will be released. Okay. This is the 14th day. And then luteal phase, there is corpus luteum is formed. That's why it is called as luteal phase. Okay. Next, which one of the following does not affect the rate of transpiration? Light, humidity, wind, or age of the plant? The correct answer is age of the plant. So these are the factors which affects the rate of transpiration: temperature, humidity, sunshine, wind. Okay. Next, identify the odd one and name the category to which the remaining three belongs. Now this I want to stress here, saying like you have to identify the odd one and categorize the remaining three. Both should be present. Your odd one should also be there. Category is also should be there. If you write odd one is correct and category is missing or category is wrong, full wrong marks. There is no half mark here. Everything should be correct. So first one question is Addison disease, Cushing syndrome, okay, acromegaly, and leukemia. So you have to write properly. Odd one is leukemia and category. O for odd, C for category is hormonal or endocrinal diseases or disorders. Okay. Now the second is insulin, adrenaline, pepsin, and thyroxine. So this, if you see, the pepsin is the odd one out. Okay. So pepsin is the odd one out. Rest all C are the hormone. Category is hormones. They are all hormones. Pepsin is not a hormone. It is a digestive juice. Then axon, dendron, photon, and cyton. Okay. So from here you can clearly make out axon, dendron, cyton are the part of the neuron, whereas photon will be the odd one out. Next one is chickenpox, color blindness, hemophilia, and albinism. Okay. Color blindness, hemophilia, albinism, they are all genetic disorder, whereas odd one is chickenpox. Polythene bags, crop residue, animal waste, decaying vegetable. So if you clearly see crop residue, animal waste, decaying, polythene bag, polythene something like plastic, that will be out. So rest all are biodegradable. Okay. Then expand the following biological abbreviations. Okay. ABA, IAA, ATP, DNA, and TSH. Okay. So the answer for ABA is abscisic acid. Okay. IAA is indole 3-acetic acid, ATP, adenosine triphosphate, DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, and TSH is thyroid stimulating hormone. Okay. Now study the picture and answer the following question. Identify the type of pollution. Name one pollutant that causes the above pollution. Mention the impact of pollution on this human health. And state one measure to control this pollution. What is a pollutant? Explain. Okay, let's see the answer. The type of pollution mentioned here is water pollution or marine pollution. Then the causes will be detergent, sewage, domestic waste, oil spill from tanker, industrial waste, hot water from thermal water plant, power plants, polythene covers, plastic bottles, dead bodies, etc. So this any two you can write. How it will affect? It will enter the food chain to harm health, like disease cause like typhoid, dysentery, jaundice, skin allergies. Okay, these are few diseases you can write. Then how you can prevent this? By treating industrial waste and sewage before letting them into water bodies. Recycling plastic, metal and glass materials, all you have to see proper. Prevent oil spill. Any constituent that harm the environment or deteriorates the natural quality of air, okay, or water or soil. That is called pollutant. So this was the section A.